You know what? Once I get my gear on, I think that's when I start lacing up my boots, because it's a ritual, that's when it will have sunk in.
Now, trying to get pumped up to perform in front of thousands of screaming fans is no easy task. WWE superstars will attempt virtually anything to try and settle the nerves so they can execute the best performance possible. The most traditional rituals that WWE superstars undertake backstage include stretching, push-ups, and drinking water. However, some superstars find solace in rather bizarre pre-match rituals. What are they? Well, join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at 10 strange rituals WWE superstars do before a match. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists.
Fear. Breathe out. Confidence.
Number 1. Booker T.
Who in the blue hell are you?
Having a career that spanned multiple decades, he attained success in WCW, WWE, and then TNA, and won 6 world titles in the process. Booker has been extremely open about his career in things such as media interviews and his hit book From Prison to Promise. But in relation to Booker's pre-match ritual, he revealed that his pre-match ritual is to drink 2 cans of Red Bull before going through the curtain to wrestle. He revealed many wrestlers have pre-show rituals they do in order to help them focus on a match ahead. Booker T explains, although it was just 2 Red Bulls, for me they represented 2 important steps in prepping to head out to the ring. Number 2. Sasha Banks.
It's a new era in the WWE. It's the era of the boss.
Sasha Banks is one of the most decorated female wrestlers of all time, and recently she returned to the WWE Mountain when she once again captured the SmackDown Women's title at this year's Hell in a Cell event when she defeated Bayley. It was revealed during a special WWE Day of Show that Sasha's pre-match ritual involves her wearing a piece of clothing of the person she is wrestling in the upcoming match.
I like just to stay focused. You can't have any fears in this match.
In the Day of Special, Sasha could be seen wearing her arch-rival's t-shirt as she was rehearsing the match with Bayley. The rematch ritual is certainly unique and seems to work out well for Sasha. Number 3. R-Truth.
I was in Australia on the Europe tour and
R-Truth seems like the nicest and funniest guy on the WWE roster. He is beloved by pretty much everyone thanks to his charm and charisma, but even a man of his talents gets the pre-match nerves. His pre-match ritual is rather a bizarre one.
Is it true that you start every morning by singing Susan Boyle's I Dreamed a Dream into a hairbrush while crying?
false.
As instead of finding something to keep his mind occupied backstage to get ready for a match, he actually decides to leave the arena. Truth simply takes off from the arena, gets in a car and goes for a drive and listens to music to clear his mind so he's in the best possible position mentally for the upcoming match. Truth would reveal in an interview with The Times that, "I've been doing this for 17 years and right now it's pretty much like sitting in the saddle. I do my same ritual. I listen to music to mentally get my mind right, I go through my stretches, and after that I crank that car up and drive it. I listen to everything. I'm always listening to some Lil Bossy, Wale, Marlon Manson, Christina Aguilera, Hank Williams Jr., Shooter Jennings, a wide range of music." Number 4. Tyson Kidd.
It's not the swing that bothers you, gentlemen. Oh! Stop! Tyson Kidd!
Tyson Kidd was in the midst of his career resurgence as part of the tag team with Cesaro in 2015, when unfortunately he would suffer a career-ending neck injury in a dark match that resulted in Kidd ultimately retiring.
It's chess, not checkers, and it's a marathon, not a sprint. So
He then proceeded to take a backstage role in WWE, a role that he has to this very day. Prior to Kidd's retirement, he had an extremely strict pre-match ritual, which included 100 Hindu squats. Speaking to the Atlantic City Weekly in 2015, he would reveal, "A little bit before my match, I make sure I stick to my old Japanese roots and bust out 100 Hindu squats, especially since my knee injury. I make sure the blood is warmed up in my legs. I do a bunch of push-ups and I play with this resistance band that I have. I leave a couple at home because I know I'll lose this one on the road because I've left about 10 to 20 of them on the road over the years." Number 5. AJ Lee.
I have done more in 1 year than all of you have done in your entire collective careers.
AJ Lee is one of the most decorated female wrestlers of all time. Having been a huge game changer for the WWE and the women's movement in wrestling as a whole, she continues to be celebrated to this very day. Now, her pre-match ritual involves her cutting up t-shirts she was going to wear before going out to the ring. She would also actually do this for Biggie and Dolph Ziggler when the three were part of a stable in 2013. Speaking to WWE.com, AJ revealed, "Most of the time I'm only allowed to use baby scissors or else I'll wreak havoc with the regular ones. Sometimes the Stream Sisters help me, or rather they take the weapons out of my hand. Most of the time if I cut the tee, there's a little inner rage in me that often results in the complete destruction of the shirt. There's something therapeutic about it." Number 6. Mick Foley. The hardcore legend Mick Foley has made a career of having some of the most brutal and hardcore matches in wrestling history. So wouldn't it make sense that he has an extreme pre-match ritual? Well, that isn't the case, as Foley listened to music as his pre-match ritual, and the artist in question is that of singer-songwriter Tori Amos. Moreover, Foley enjoyed the song Winter, which just so happens to be a piano ballad. Now, although Winter may no doubt be a wonderful song, it's not a song you would expect the likes of a pro wrestler to listen to before he's about to hit a 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire. Or probably a bed of thumbtacks.
Here it comes!
Foley would tell a humorous story on his comedy stand-up of Kane once taking a listen to the song. The story goes that Foley was sitting in the dressing room prepping for his match and he was listening to Tori Amos. Kane then walks into the locker room to see Foley singing along to it and instantly walks out of the locker room. Later in the evening, Kane would ask Foley what song he was singing along to. Foley then proceeded to hand Kane his headphones and allowed him to listen to a minute or two of the song. Kane then handed back the headphones and utters, "Remind me to never f*** with you." Number 6. John Moxley. John Moxley, similar to Mick Foley, is well established as being one of the more extreme wrestlers to ever lace up a pair of boots. Even in WWE's PG environment, Moxley's gimmick was that of a lunatic fringe, which was in essence an erratic madman.
Look at this guy!
Moxley's pre-match rituals involved him laughing hysterically and making silly jokes to try and settle the nerves.
It's my job to ensure that everything in WWE runs smoothly.
Moxley combines this with listening to Hank Williams, which seemingly gets him pumped up and ready to go. Speaking to NJ.com, Moxley revealed, "I listen to some Hank Williams before I go out. I tell some jokes and have fun. I don't waste too much energy thinking about it. I like to save that all for the ring. The calmest part of my day is right before a match." Number 8. The Bella Twins.
Thank you guys, you helped us break these barriers that were so important to this industry for the past 13 years.
The Bella Twins are two talents that have achieved massive success in the WWE. Having attained 2 Hall of Fame careers, the two twins crossed over to have their own hit reality show Total Bellas, as well as an extremely successful YouTube channel. Now, for their pre-match rituals, Brie claims that their ritual was bizarrely slapping each other on their butts. Speaking to WWE.com, Brie revealed, "Because she's my sister, I'll know I'll get honest feedback. Nikki knows how to calm me down if I'm overly nervous, and she can tell when I'm distracted. We've been together for 29 years, she knows what to say if I look distracted to get me back into the mode. She knows how to keep me on track. And one thing we do when we're in Gorilla is we'll kiss each other on the cheek and slap each other's butt. Then we'll say, we're gonna do amazing out there." Number 9. John Cena.
The time is indeed now
John Cena is one of WWE's all-time greats, having attained a career that includes 16 world title reigns and over a decade at the top of the WWE ladder. However, his pre-match ritual is certainly one of the strangest. Cena's ritual involves him eating enormous amounts of Tic Tac mints before coming to the ring.
And I hit him pretty hard, and I have a bit of a problem. I will go through about two to 5 boxes.
Speaking to Kelly Clarkson on The Kelly Clarkson Show, the former WWE champion would reveal, "My thing was always Tic Tacs. It's a nervous superstition that I always have before we go on a broadcast. It's pretty much 10,000 calories and straight sugar. I've had to wean myself off them. I would have up to like 3 boxes a day, and it's right in the 20 minutes before broadcast." And number 10, Goldberg. Goldberg's entrance is iconic and without a doubt one of the best entrances in wrestling history. However, an element of Goldberg's entrance also happens to be his pre-match ritual. The ritual involves Goldberg headbutting something on the way to the ring, and this is usually a door or it sometimes can be a wall. This seems to work well for Goldberg until he returned to WWE in 2017, as on an episode of Raw, he would headbutt the door so hard that it would bust him open.
You look at Goldberg's head, he headbutted the door on his way out of the locker room, which he does every single time he comes to the ring. Goldberg's that intense.
This meant that Goldberg had to do his entire promo with blood awkwardly dripping down his face. More infamously, Goldberg headbutting the door would lead him to receiving a concussion before his match with The Undertaker at Super Showdown, which ultimately led to Goldberg dropping the WWE legend on his head during the match.
He came inches, centimeters away from, breaking his neck.
Roman Reigns would take to Twitter to mock Goldberg's pre-match ritual in the summer of 2020 before Goldberg retorted in an interview with American Monster Production.
Roman, you're a joke, first of all.
Stating, "For you guys to get the character that you got, I had to do certain things. Well, one of them was headbutt the door, right? And that may on the outside look like a stupid move. But as I mentioned, we all weigh the positives and negatives, so it's very positive to make it as violent as humanly possible, and as real as humanly possible, and all the negative is you lose a little blood, and hey man, you gotta get another concussion and cut a week off your life."
Coolest entrance ever. Everything about this guy was cutting edge, it was different, and it was so cool.
But there you have it guys, 10 of the strangest pre-match rituals that WWE wrestlers do before a match. Who has the strangest? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Facebook for exclusive lists, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.